Excellent afternoon, everyone. We're all welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. How are we and how is our week going? I believe we're all doing well. We're welcome. Today we are looking at the 7 steps to overcoming financial anxiety. 7 steps for overcoming financial anxiety. I don't have to tell you, a lot of news has been going around of people, especially even younger children of all ages anyway. You will hear today that somebody took sniper. In fact, the first day I heard about that thing, I was wondering, which one is sniper again? Because I was asking, which one is? And they said it's something they use for killing goat or be killing. I said goat. They say killing rats. And that some people were taking it, because they are frustrated with life and things like that. And if you really look into it, it's pathetic, but some of those people couldn't get help from any other means, or they didn't even know how to help themselves. So this broadcast is not particularly for you, but to be able to help you to know how you can help those who are going through such financial anxiety, depression, stress, and the rest of it. Hello, Chichioma, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. And not just that, for you to also share. So I'll actually ask us and plead with us today that we share this broadcast with all the people who need it. You're not sure, you don't know whom you will be helping or who you will be, being the saving power. I can remember a story that went one time, and one lady said it just came to her mind to call one of her friends, that the lady was just in her mind, or on her mind, and she was just thinking, why is this? Why am I thinking about this woman so much today? And she decided, okay, let her call. And something I asked her, why are you even calling? Why don't you visit? She said, maybe she's even going out. And she just picked her car and passed through that woman's house. And you know what? She had already prepared the concoction she will use to kill herself. So that lady coming was a saving power for that, for that her friend's friend. So we don't know whom we're helping. It's always good for us to actually stick out our neck concerning our friends, concerning our relations, concerning our friends or relations, even if they are such a distant relation, it's still good for us to be our brother's keeper. In fact, that's actually the word. That's how to take it. You need to be your brother's keeper. So this afternoon, we're going to be talking a lot about, how we can overcome financial anxiety. Of course, you know that every Thursday we deal with financial health, and then we have physical health on Mondays, and then we have fitness on Saturday. And once again, I'm Ngozi Achonwa, your health and wellness coach. I teach you how you can stay away from hospital using natural things you can find around you. I teach you how exercises, how foods, nutrition, and diet can actually help you so well to become what you're supposed to be. So it's very, very important for us to live healthy and stay away from the hospitals. Hello, Ibrahim Rasak. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Thank you for joining me once again as we look at the 7 tips to overcoming financial anxiety. I'll share this on my page, and like I said, please kindly share with other people so that we will have a lot of us join us this afternoon during this broadcast. Thank you. All right, so many people from all over the world and from all walks of life are having to deal with financial stress and uncertainty at this difficult time. Hello, Angie, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Welcome. Thank you for always joining me. All right, so whether your problem or their problems originate from a loss of work, loss of their jobs, or out of loan and debt issues, or unexpected expenses that might arise for one reason or the other, or a combination of these factors, financial worry is one of the most common stressors of people in our modern time today. And especially when we think about COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic, and things that came with it. for quite a lot of people. Even before the coronavirus, the American Psychological Association carried out a study, and they found out that 72% of Americans feel stressed about money at least one time or the other. You can imagine all the way America that everybody is planning to run to. People are so stressed about their finances there. So you can imagine the numbers in places like Nigeria, where we don't even have figures, where we don't know our numbers and our figures. Anyway, like any source of overwhelming stress, financial problems can take a huge toll on our mental and physical health, on our relationship, and actually overall quality of life. So having the feeling of being defeated by money can actually impact your sleep, and impact your self-esteem, and also impact your energy level. And you know, this goes a long way for men especially. You know, more for men especially than women. Why? Because, you know, we women, we cry a lot. When somebody, I can remember one lady, she lost, she was in a building place where they were building, and as they were building that time, she left her purse. She was supposed to pay the laborers, you know, and she had all the money she was supposed to pay the laborers with. So she just dropped her purse to go and do something. And apparently, one of the laborers picked the whole money she was supposed to pay everybody for that day and went. So when it was closing time and she wanted to pay them, she just took her purse, opened her purse, and she did not see the money. Hey, she started crying, screaming and crying, screaming and crying. Who took my money? What happened to my money? You know, things like that. So because we women, we cry, we don't actually get to have all those anxieties, you know, not really, but having to bottle up what is happening to us. We don't bottle up. But if he's a man that lost that huge amount of money, he will not cry. He will just go ahead. He will just, you know, he will just be doing and be thinking. He will get home, he will be thinking. They might even serve him food that day. He will say he's not eating because he's deep into thought. So, you know, when one has this kind of feeling of defeat, one begins to lose sleep, one begins to lose self-esteem, one's energy level decreases, you know, and, you know, it can even leave the person feeling very angry, ashamed, fearful, and it will fuel tension and arguments, you know. Just imagine what happens if somebody is having such kind of feeling for an elevated time. It's going to bring a lot of mood swings. It's going to elevate the pain the person is having. It's also going to increase the risk of depression and also anxiety for that person, you know. And, you know, when it happens to some people like that, they will resort to unhealthy coping mechanisms like drinking, using all these drugs that will make them feel high. Some go gambling to try to escape that worry. And in some worst circumstances, the people can even think of suicide actions, and now that's when people begin to look at sniper. But no matter how hopeless any situation is, there is always a way. There is always a way out of every situation, you know. So, and that's why it's good for us to tackle money problems early, because if you can tackle money problems early to find a way through that financial crisis, it will ease off your stress level, and then it will help you to regain control of your finances and also regain control of your life. So, you know, if we look at the effect of financial stress on your health, if one is talking about the effect of even just taking health alone, looking at the effect of financial stress, we all know that there are many more important things, you know, in life than money. You know, when you're struggling financially, you know, fear and stress can take over your world. But money is not all. Money is not everything in life. You know, and when you allow money to take over you, lack of money, you know, seeking for money, trying to come up to, you know, your financial dreams and the rest, it can damage your self-esteem. It can make you to feel, you know, defeated. And it can even make you to have one kind of sense of despair. So when financial stress becomes so overwhelming, your mind, your body, your social life will pay a heavy price for it. That's the truth about it. So it's very, very important, like I said, for you to handle your financial issues on time. If you handle it on time, it will go a long way to help you, particularly on concerning your health. I can remember there was one time we were helping a man. It was an elderly man, a very wealthy man, and he had some crisis and his money went low. So even that man, he had a big house. His house was gigantic. To maintain that house became a problem. It was a house that they used to have maybe like 4 security guards, 4 gardeners. They had housekeepers here and there, section A, section B, section C. They had the one, very big, beautiful house. And his finances went low. So even to maintain that house was a problem for him. I could remember one of the times we went to pray with him, my husband and myself. And when we were praying, we received a revelation that he's going to come up again. So I can remember my husband telling him, say, you know what? You will come up again. Just try to manage yourself. Reduce some of your staff. It means closing some of the sections of the houses. Just clean them once in a while, because you're going to get rich again. And if you allow this financial dip, getting so low financially to affect you, affect your health, affect your body, affect your mind, affect your social, relationship with people, then you get very sick that when that money comes back, you will just be spending the money to take care of yourself instead of enjoying it. And it's very, very critical and important that we take that advice even that was given to that man, because actually, as revelation brought it, then he became very wealthy again. But thank God he listened to my husband. He had the health to enjoy his life very well. So below, we're going to be looking at some health issues that arise when you do not handle financial anxiety, financial depression, financial stress early enough and well enough. If you don't handle it early enough and well enough, then some of these things can come up. For example, insomnia, lack of sleep or sleep apnea can begin to happen to you. That's like sleep difficulties. Nothing will keep you, tossing and turning at night more than worrying about unpaid bills or a loss of income. These are some of the things that will make you to keep turning and turning. So if you think about money a lot, you're going to have sleep issues. For example, I remember the lady I was talking about. So that particular night, she kept crying and crying and crying. And when she got home, they are like, the money has gone. Crying will not bring it out now, And then she now started feeling she will not sleep. She will stay awake and pray against and curse all the people who took her money. Anyway, it's good that she wants to pray. But such things is better for one to have think of the worst case scenario and come out of it, early enough. I always ask myself, who made the money? Me. If that is how it has gone, then God has taken away my sorrow from me, and then you plan how to be more careful. So insomnia, lack of sleep difficulties is one of the things that can come around when we allow financial, stress and financial problem and anxiety to take toll of our life. And then the second thing that comes is weight gain or weight loss. Stress can disrupt your appetite. It can either make you to not to eat. Like I said, some men, when they are having serious financial issues, they will be missing meal. When you give them meal, they say they are not taking because they are deep into thought. And some, it makes them to eat more, because sometimes stress will make you to be eating and eating and eating so that you can eat away your worries. So it can either cause weight gain or weight loss, because it causes you to anxiously overeat or to skip your meals to save money. Some people say it's to save money that make them not to eat well. Then another thing that effect of financial stress can have on your health is depression. Living under the cloud of money problems can leave you feeling very down and hopeless, and then struggling to concentrate to make decisions. And people who are struggling with debt or more, they are more likely to have depression than those who are financially stable with what they are doing. Then another cause that comes from money, effect of money is anxiety. Money can be, you know, like a safety net. When you have money, you feel very good, you don't feel vulnerable, you don't feel anxious. So when you now lack money, you begin to feel anxious, you begin to feel, you know, vulnerable, and all the worrying about, you know, your bills you have to pay, school fees of children, house rent, you know, all that can actually trigger anxiety symptoms, you know, such as, you know, palpitation. Anxiety symptoms can come with pounding heartbeat or palpitation, sweating, shaking, and even panic attack for some people, especially for middle-aged women. You know, a lot of us that are already in our menopausal stage, if you now come and add anxiety of money to it, then that's where your night sweat becomes more, palpitation becomes more, you know, all the hot flushes become more for you. Then also another problem that one can have, another effect that financial stress can have on one's health, is relationship difficulties. You know, money is often cited as one of the most common issues couples argue about. In fact, each time I'm counseling couples, I'll tell them there are 3 things you need to be very, very careful in your marriage, and it's communication, sex, and money. Money is usually one of the major issues, even up these days. You know, if you leave, you know, financial situations unchecked, stress can make you angry, it can make you irritable, it can even make you to lose interest in, you know, having fun with your spouse. So we need to be actually very, very careful concerning money. There has to be real communication, agreement, decisions concerning money in many marriages. And you know, and one needs to be very, very careful about that. Then another issue can be social withdrawal. Financial worries can cause you to withdraw from your friends, curtail your social life, and retreat into your shell, which will only make even the stress more for you. Then for some other people, it is physical ailments such as headache. They begin to have headache, they begin to have gastrointestinal problems like ulcers, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart diseases. You know, these are all the things that can come up when one is having financial, you know, problems. And then unhealthy coping methods. Some people will now begin to go to drink, and that's why couples need to be very, very careful. Watch, it's not only the men, even the women. I know, like us in Nigeria, it's mainly men that resort to drinking, but some women also resort to drinking, to use it as a way of escaping from financial issues. So when you notice that your spouse is beginning to drink, you know, they might now begin to justify hot drinks or wine and things like that. Look into it very well. Try to get the person to talk with you. It could be financial issue that is making that person. So there is a circle, you know, there is a kind of circle that comes. We call it the vicious circle of poor financial health and poor mental health. You know, when one is having financial problem and it impacts very much on the mental health of the person, the stress of debt or other financial issue will now leave the person feeling depressed and anxious. And the decline in that mental health now makes it harder for the person to manage money. You know, and then the person will find it harder to concentrate in his job, on his business, and have lack of energy to tackle, you know, mounting bills that are coming, or the person may even lose some income, especially for business people. There are some people that when they are having some kind of issues, depression, financial depression, they won't be able to take good decisions. So with that, they will lose money, and losing money again will now make it difficult for them to concentrate. So the circles just keeps going round, and they will keep getting deep into debt without handling it. So that's why I keep saying it's very, very important for one to handle one's financial issue early enough. You know, so we're going to be looking at the 7 tips for dealing with financial stress. 7 tips for dealing with financial stress. So number 1, don't ignore your problems. Don't ignore your money problem. When you have money problem, please don't ignore it. You actually feel worse if you turn away from your problems, because when you don't handle a problem and look at it straight in the eye, it's going to make you, you know, it's going to make you keep procrastinating, and the issue will be expanding. So you need to look at that money problem. what is causing it. Face it. In fact, they will say, take the bull by the horn and face it. Oh yeah, let's talk about this thing. Let's even go through it. You know, so you need to look at all those bills, open up the bills, start calming your mind, and always telling yourself that nothing is difficult for God. There is nothing impossible for God. There is nothing difficult for God. And again, we have a capsule that we always give people. We have a capsule. We call it the Philippian capsule. We call it the Philippian capsule. You know, that one can take if one is having some kind of financial issues. And I will quickly tell you where you can find that capsule. It's found in Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 to 8. Philippians chapter 4, that's where they sell it. So if you're a Christian and you have your Bible, anytime you're having issues with your financial health, go to Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 to 8. Go to Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 to 8. You know, and it says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. Let your gentleness be made known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known unto God, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guide your heart and mind through Christ Jesus. You know, so what do I normally advise people? I'm talking about facing. Number one tip for handling your problem is to face your problem. Bring it out. Like I have my notebook now. Write down all the things, that financial problem, that financial crisis, that financial, you know, problem is causing you, what you need it for. Write all of them down. And then you take it to God in prayer. The Bible says here that you should rejoice in the Lord. First of all, thank God for them. Thank God for, because He's the one that made you. And then you carry it like a burden that the Lord says, lay your burden, hand over your yoke, your heavy yoke for me, and take up my own. You just hand over that heavy yoke unto the Lord. Face it up. Talk about it. You need to talk over it with yourself. Talk over it with the Lord and let the Lord know about it. And if you're not yet born again, it's even an opportunity for you now, as you're hearing me, to go down on your knees and ask God to have mercy on you, forgive your sin, and accept you as His Lord and personal Savior. And that's when this word can work for you. That's when this Philippians 4, 4 to 8 I've talked about now can work for you. That's when that Philippian capsule can actually work for you very well. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. You know, when you're facing money problem, there's often a strong temptation to bottle everything up and try to go through it alone. But many of us, you know, even many of us, we consider money as something you shouldn't discuss with people. But that is very wrong. You need to talk about money. You may feel, you know, awkward about disclosing the amount of money you're earning, or your money issues or money problems with people. It's very, very good for you to talk about it, especially when you have close relations that are there. You know, bottling up things will only make your financial issues and your stress worse, especially in this current economy. There are a lot of people who are struggling. You need to know. So don't think you're alone. When you bring it out and you discuss it with people, it can help you. Have someone, even if it's not a confidant, have a prayer partner. If you're a lady, find another lady you will discuss things with. Not the person who will carry your affairs and go and be sharing, giving testimonies of what happens. But have someone you discuss with that you'll be able to share your issues with, you know. And you know, it's always good to have people you talk with concerning your problem. Not some people will go and look at books to see if books will solve their problem. No, 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 no. If you're a child of God, meet your pastor. If you're a man, if you're a lady, meet your pastor's wife. Or look at senior people in your church. Especially, don't even look at all these people who are big and think, oh, they will not be able to solve my problem. Go to them. Tell them. Talk to them. You know, keeping money worries to yourself only amplifies them until they become unsurmountable for you. You know, so the simple act of expressing your problems to someone you trust can make them seem far less. you know, because it will intimidate you less when you speak it out. It's not even only just money problem. When you have issues and you discuss with people, it will really, there's a way, a kind of, you will feel light when you discuss that problem with people. So the person you talk to doesn't have to be able to fix your problem. It doesn't mean that, you know, when, like me, that's for me, when people come and tell me about their financial need, I'm not really looking at it that they want me to dash them money. No. But there are other, if it's somebody who is experienced, he can tell you some of these tips that you need to know. And that's why I'm saying that even this teaching for us is not just a matter of that you are having financial problem, but you can gain from it so that you'll be able to help others when they are having financial issues. Hello, Pastor Evelyn. You're welcome. Welcome to this afternoon's broadcast as we look at the 7 tips of how one can overcome financial anxiety. So we say tip number 1, face your money problem. Face that problem and take it to God. God is the one that has the final say. He's the one that brought you out. With prayer and thanksgiving, take it to him. And then number 2, talk to someone about it. You know, talk to someone about it, because, and again, you can also talk to professionals. You can get professional advices through a counselor, like I said, through your pastor or through senior colleagues in your office who have passed through the issues you're having. And then you must talk with your family members. It's very, very important. Why I'm talking so much about this is I had a case of a man that had a financial problem. He was involved, he was cunningly, and when that problem was escalating, he did not tell anybody. He was bottling it within himself. He didn't tell anybody until the case became a big police case. And not only that it became a big police case, it now became a problem that the owners of the money said, it's either they give them their money or they are going to jail. And he was still bottling it, looking for how to handle it, until it now even became, because there's no way he could have been able to bring out that kind of money, until it now became a case of the money must be paid and jail sentence must be passed. You know, if he opened up early enough to his family members, like I always tell people, if you have an accident today and they say if they don't take you to hospital, you will die. There is no Nigeria, because of our Nigerian way of life. There is no Nigeria that way you look round and they really work hard on relations, they will not gather up to 10 relations that will help that person out of that problem. You know, so that guy, by the time he opened up, the case was so complicated and messed up. So his relations spent millions, maybe like double the amount of money, of which if he opened up early enough to his relation at that early stage, maybe they would have rallied around to go to the person they duped to say, okay, Oga, let's settle this thing out of court. Let's settle this thing, and then they will settle it. So it's always good for us to talk. Make time to talk with your family members. They will always help. There will always be somebody who will empathize with you and help you. So talk to someone. And then number 3, the 3 tip for overcoming financial anxiety is to take inventory of your finances. Hello, Mary, you're welcome. Oh, I'm saying welcome back to me. I've always been online. Oh, Mary, where have you been? I'm online every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, Mary. So I see I should be saying welcome back to. I've not missed any session. Mary, what happened though? Anyway, thank you for responding. So I'm saying number 3, take inventory of your finances. Include every source of income in that inventory. Okay, please put it on do not disturb. All right, so I'm saying number 3, take inventory. Number 3 is take inventory of your finances. Include every source of your income. In addition to your salary, include your bonuses, include your child support, include your interest, include every source of income, maybe like the side money you get, even gifts from friends, everything that you get, just include it in the inventory you're making. Then you, after bringing out all your income, then you check your expenses. For example, I know one way that I used to save money when I was a student was cutting down on my snacks. And even for those of us who are working, for example, especially for those who live in areas like Lagos, where they have a lot of traffic. You know, if you're commuting with bus to work, and all those people who are selling, or even if you're in your car alone, all those people who are selling, all those traffic sellers, your eye will just be going to this one, that one. You will just be going, all those things they are carrying. And before you know it, you will bring out money you didn't plan for and buy. You will buy this. And you find out by the time you keep buying like that, it becomes a habit for you. Check it. Let's even take Gala and mineral. 100 naira. I don't know how much they sell those minerals now. But let's even take his 100 naira. 200 naira because you're in the traffic. You have eaten in the morning, no, but because you're in one place and you're feeling bored. 200 naira Monday, 200 naira Tuesday, times 5 to Friday. Is it not 1,000? 1,000 times 4. Is it not 4,000 naira? That's expenses that you could have cut out, you know. And this goes all the way even for lunch time. And that's why I can remember the guys that were living with me in those days that married from my house. I used to tell them, make sure your wife makes your breakfast before you go to work. So one of them, when he started, he's a very big man now. In those days, he was working in the back. He would not carry his lunch bag to enter the bank. And his colleague would say, Oga, now because you just marry, every time you go just they carry lunch box, they come to work. They will go to canteen. Number one, they are eating food they are not sure of how it was cooked. Number two, that food, the people who are selling it are making their profit. Number three, you know, his health is there. But the one your wife cooked at home. But if your wife cooks and he cooks for every member of the family, especially if you marry a virtuous wife, not those who are, you know, and he cooks and serves everybody food and everybody goes with their food, you will save a lot of money. So you need to list all your expenses, and then you are going to also list all your income, and then you need to keep a track of it. And for us in Nigeria, I always tell people, because we are not a loan country, I put it in quotes, unlike abroad. You know, abroad they love giving people loans. They even give you loan that that government, oh, thank God for them, they give you loan with 0 interest, and then they tell you pay anytime you like. And they not only pay anytime you like, when there's any issue, they are going to forgive you. Nigeria is not like that. So I don't even want to look at the area of loan. Anything you cannot afford, the best thing for you is to keep away. I'm talking about normal day-to-day expenses, not just like business. So for those of us who are in business, I take loan. I pay my loan. I take loan, no. In fact, my husband will say, it's my wife that takes loan, go to her. Because I know what loan can do for me. I look at it very well. I do all the, you know, feasibility studies. I take my loan, and I thank God I'm debt free. Anytime I take in a loan, is because it's going to give me more money. I might even have that money, but I'll still go ahead and take that loan so that it can help me to, you know, be strict with the way I spend that money. So you need to identify your spending patterns. And also the spend. Hello Ify, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Welcome Paul Modupe. We're looking at the 7 tips for overcoming financial anxiety. So we are on number 3 now, taking inventory of your finances, know all your income, and then know all your expenses. And then I'm talking about identifying your spending pattern or your spending trigger. I've already talked about it. You know, sometimes it is boredom or stress that make us to spend money. Like those of us who are in traffic and you're bored of staying in the traffic, then you will just buy something to keep while away time. And some of us, it's for our children that make us to, you know, trigger all those expenses that are not planned for. Maybe you want your child to sit in one place in the car, then you now buy biscuit and give that child. Or you're in the church because you want the child to stay in one place, you take biscuit and give that child so that the child can stay in one place. You forget that the money you're using to buy that biscuit is not in your expenses that you planned for. So you need to look at small changes. You need to make small changes. Spending money on things like those men that every morning they'll go and buy newspaper. Lunchtime you go and buy lunch and add Coke or mineral to it. You know, those who eat outside, they go to canteen instead of them to buy a bottle of water. Bottle of water could be 100 naira. Bottle of Coke or can malt could be 150. That extra 50 naira can save you a lot. So it may be reasonable to actually deny yourself of some pleasure, but cutting down on those non-essential expenses, You know, are little ways you can reduce your daily expenses and actually make sure that you live better. Because I'm looking at some of these ways that can help you to have a better financial life. Then eliminate impulse spending, especially for those women like us that go shopping. I always tell people, have a list of what you want to buy in the market and stick to it. This thing showed me pepper. What I'm telling you now, this secret, I had learned it the hard way. When I enter a supermarket, I don't have a list. I buy according to what I see. In those days, I will buy. When I come back, I find out I have spent more than what I need. You know, so now if I'm going to the market, I write down what I need. I don't shop according to the shelf. I shop according to my list. That will help you. If I want to spoil myself, I spoil myself. But the things in the shop are not supposed to have dominion over me. They're not supposed to have a hold on me that I must buy it. No. If I want to buy anything, it's not, I can afford a lot of things, but I'm just teaching you how you can eliminate impulse expenses and eliminate these financial anxieties that it can help you to go a long way to live better. So impulse buying can actually wreck your budget, and it can actually make you to go a borrowing. Because by the time you have spent money on all those things that are not necessary, the necessary things, you just have to get them. And by then you would have spent all your money. All right, so number 4 is to make a plan and stick to your plan. Identify your money problems. Know what your money problems are. Know what your money problems are, identify them, and then devise a solution. Devise a solution for solving that money problem. Brainstorm ideas with your family or trusted friend on how you can work around on it. I use myself as an example. You know, when I started my school, I needed to build the school. We were running into a lot of, you know, financial crisis. I had borrowed money from England. I had borrowed money from Nigeria, from different banks, and the school was not going like it needed to go for me. So I was already having pressure financially. Every end of month that I need to pay salaries, my heart will be pounding like this. All these things are what I had experienced. My heart will be pounding like this. I'll be asking myself, how am I going to do this thing again? No. How am I going to do this thing? What's going to happen to this month's salary? Hello, you're welcome. Ifeoma, you're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. Welcome, Mary. You're welcome to this afternoon's broadcast. So we are looking at these ways. So I was talking about myself. I started a school and I thought how the feasibility study they did, everything was looking so nice. But when the school started, the children were not moving in the way I thought they would. So, and as God will have it, my banker was my sister. So she was the one that when I needed loan to do a few things, she's the one that will help me to quicken up the loan. I don't want to call the bank. Then they will give me the loan. Then I'll start paying back. After a time, I found out that the interest was wrecking my neck. You know, it was so bad that at a time I was owing quite, I don't want to call figures here, I was owing a lot of money for running that school. It was bringing financial pressure on me, and I'm not able to cope with payment of salary. In those days, I can remember my staff, they would just be grumbling. They've not paid us, this one, that one, you know, just be grumbling. But I was open to this, my sister. That's what I'm trying. Devise a solution. Brainstorm ideas with a family or a trusted member of your family or a trusted friend. You can even consult free financial counseling, people that can help you. So that's how I consulted my sister. And she was like, okay, you need to start paying your loan. But that same my sister is my upline in my business today. Because when she found, I can remember the day she told me, she said, sister, I have found a business that can help you pay your loans. So, first of all, she invited me without my knowing. But the day she came to my house, she came with her laptop. She said, sister, I have found a business that will help you pay your loans. I said, I was excited. I said, okay, show me. So she started running down. And I said, selling this one will help me. You know, sister, you know how much I'm owing your bank? I started laughing at that. I said, sister, you know how much I'm paying your bank now, owing your bank. How can selling this one and selling this one help me pay my loan? I bet, sister, leave that one. If you have another solution, bring it. She said, sister, I'm telling you the truth, though. This thing can work. Okay, am I looking for money? Because she was a high up there, a banker. She had clusters of banks she was managing. So even me, I was like, how can she come and say this thing? We help me pay. It's not small loan, no. This thing was happening 2016. She now said, I've told you. I said, okay, show me. She started showing me the business. I said, I just entered this business. I didn't, that time I invited you in February to come to my house. That's what I invited you for. I said, hey, you didn't tell me what it was, so I didn't go. She said, hey, that's why. I've done this business for, she showed me, 30 days. She brought out her phone. She said, sister, see my alert. I looked at the alert. I said, now 419. They just gave it to you so that you can bring people like me. You want to bring all of us. You want to go and bring all your family members. That day I was just making fun of her. He said they just want you to bring all your family members. When all of them now bring the money, they will leave you around away. She said, but they are not taking money from me. I said, this thing is 419. What did you do? 271,000 in 30 days. I said, what did you do? You have not told me the story. Tell me the story. Because within me, I looked at it, I said, even if I make 271,000 every month, that's 250 every month. I just times it. I said, in 3 years, I will be able to finish paying my loan if I add it to what I'm owing the school, what the school will bring. So I really sat down and I listened to her very well. And she was showing me, she said, you will use the product will work for you, and then you will call this person, and this person will work for you, So I listened. And what happened to me that day reminds me of what they say one should do. If somebody shows you an opportunity and you don't know how to go about it, say yes and learn how to do it. That was exactly what I did. So I said, okay. I looked at her phone again, looked at the alert. If you're sure that this thing is not 419, I will go into it with you. And that's how I started this business. So what am I saying? Number 4, make a plan and stick to it. Put your plan into action. I put my plan into action. I made up my mind. I said, I must be debt free. And what even encouraged me, by the next month, by the time I was becoming 1 month, she was 2 months in the business. Her last that month was 500,000. I now stuck to it. I said, 500,000 is my own. I'm sticking to this thing. So that by this time next year, that was what I was telling her when she was talking to me. I said, sister, by this time next year, I will be debt free. This loan that I went to put my hand inside that is holding me like this, I will be debt free. I said, I'm going to help the school to offset that loan, and I'll collect the money from the school gradually when they have it, since it's a school that is coming up. That was exactly what happened. By April 2017, I was debt free. That huge amount of money was paid for because I put my plan in place and I stuck to that plan. I monitored my progress. That's another thing you need to do. You monitor your progress. I did not allow people around me to disturb me. I can remember that time I called a few proprietors and I took them to our business opportunity meeting. They finished watching. They said, Mommy Ziggy is the name of my school. Say, Ele 419. Hey, I took like 5 of them to Protea Hotel. I can't forget that day. 3 of them, as they finished, they said, they just walked into their car, left me. 2 now said, okay, let's try this with you. 1 is still doing the business today. 1 dropped along the right side. But me, I held my peace. I said, I will succeed. If people are succeeding, I will succeed. So you need to monitor your progress. Then don't get derailed by setbacks. We are all human. And no matter how tight your plan is, you may stray from your goal or something unexpected could happen to derail you. Don't beat yourself up. But you need to get back on track as soon as possible. The more detailed you can make your plan, the less powerless you feel over financial situation and crisis. Now, this is just bringing me to tell us it's not that it's been a very, very smooth road, doing this business. I'm just giving you my testimony again. A time came when I just asked myself, I said, is this how I'm going to live my life? Every In those days, I used to go to Lagos 3 days a week. I'll go on Tuesday, on Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday. I will drive myself, or at a time I had to get a driver because I couldn't be driving all the way, you know. And I was now asking myself, I will leave my school like 2 days in the week, one weekend, and I'll be going. After a time, I just got tired. It's not that I wasn't making the money, I was making it, but I now looked at it as stress, especially with people who were complaining, you know. That setback will come, and it's there for every business. It's there for every time you want to come out of this financial issue. That setback will come, but you need to stick to your plan. Then number 5, create a budget. Create your yearly budget, create your monthly budget. How do you do this? Make your budget in a month, in a year. This is what I want to accomplish. After you have listed your income and your recurrent fee, that's what I call it, the income that is compulsory for you to spend every day. Then you make your budget, and always bring out a savings. You know, reach that point that says, if you can't pay yourself, even when you're earning 5,000 naira, you will not be able to manage your overall stress. That's number 6. Get moving. Practice a relaxation technique, and then don't keep your sleep. If you're lacking sleep, make sure you do everything in your power to make sure you sleep well. Like I always tell people, if you need some of the things that can make you sleep well, make you live happier, you can always DM me, and I'm going to be showing you some of the things I use that make me sleep better. Because you need to practice a relaxation technique. You need to practice what can help you to sleep well. You also need to boost your self-esteem. That's managing your stress, you know. Boost your self-esteem. Always tell yourself, I can do all things through Christ that strengthened me. So when there is a challenge before you, don't sulk back and feel, oh no, I cannot do this thing. Be bold enough to know that you can do it. And then another thing that can help you manage your stress is to eat healthy food. You need to eat healthy food. Go down my page, you'll see a lot of things I've taught about healthy living and healthy food that can help you. Also, managing your stress, you need to be grateful for the good things in your life. You know, when you're worried so much about money and you have a lot of financial uncertainty, it's easy for you to focus your attention on the negative things. I remember one man that called last week, and he was really crying. He's a man, he was crying on the phone and telling my husband, he said, I don't know what has happened to me all these months. Why have I been focusing on negative things? Why have I been focusing on what God did not do for me? God did not do this one. This person did not do. He was really, you know, he says that God just woke him up in the night and asked him to be grateful for once. And you know, that changed that man's life. We need to be grateful every day. There is always something to thank God for. Count your blessings. Name them one by one, and you will see what God has done for you. So you need to be grateful. And then the final thing, it's all about attitude. Be thankful and grateful for everything you have. That's where to start from. You know, there is this adage, I know they have it in many Nigerian proverbs. They say, when you hear another man's problem, you will now see that your own na small. I can remember. Hello, my coach is here. Ijoma, you're welcome. Happy new month, Mr. Ijoma. Happy new month. Thank you for sharing, Jennifer. Thank you, Johnny, Lion. Thank you. We are all welcome. I don't know what's happening to something that is not showing me everyone. All right, so be thankful. You know, it's all about attitude. I was trying to tell us this story that really baffles me. They said a man, they asked him to come for a meeting, and he was complaining, and the man said, I don't have shoe to wear to come for the meeting. They said, come, Oga, come. He said, I don't have shoe to wear. So as he was complaining about shoe and being, you know, grumbling and going to the meeting, he now saw somebody who did not have leg. Now he is complaining that he didn't have shoe, but there's somebody who did not have leg. As the one that did not have leg was complaining that he did not have leg, he now saw one that did not even, that one had only one leg. He now saw one that they say that I don't know how to explain it in English, but they say he cannot get up. That's his own problem. He cannot get up. The one that had only one leg could use one leg with stick to be going, but the other one cannot even get up, you know. So no matter what your problem is, you need to be thankful unto God. No matter what that financial crisis is, you need to be thankful unto God and have a plan B. And that's why I want to introduce to you today having an extra stream of income that you can do while doing whatever you're doing. And that's this my business I'm telling you that helped me to come out of loan 2016, and that has made me debt free. And not only, in fact, I have a testimony on that graph. I met one of that bank. I nearly called the bank. The manager of that bank where I used to collect that loan. So they now posted him to another branch where I normally go to. So one of the days I entered this new branch where that manager was overseeing. I now remember, hey, Mr. Choma, how are you? A long time. You have not come for a loan. I said, oh, I know they take loan. I came again. What the first time I received my bonus, I went to fix my bonus. The second time I received my bonus from this business, I went to fix it, and he saw me again. He now said, you're not taking loan again. I said, okay, I'm not taking loan. No. Didn't they tell you that I'm fixing my money now? Fixed deposit in your bank. He said, there. He said, come and take loan now. Well, see, they're begging for loan. They're now begging me come and take loan because of the interest they were getting. This, I'm telling you, true life story. In front of the guy that we're doing, I said, oh, guy, I want to give you people. I want to loan to your bank. Leave me alone. I want to loan to your bank. He still called me that my school, we need a new boss. And we need them. I should come and collect the loan. I said, if I need a new boss, you know I have enough money to buy my boss now. He said, no, leave your money. Don't touch your money. Come and collect loan. So be thankful unto God. And it's all about attitude. A number of us, you have watched me talk about my business once, twice, 3 times, but you're still fearful. You're still wondering how you can do it. If you don't have that attitude to take the bull by the horn and try something new, change is what can help you. I tell you, you remain where you are. So I'm giving you another opportunity, if you're just watching me, to join me in this business and be debt free. Join me in this business and remove financial anxiety. Join me in this business and be coached in a way that you will help people, and as you're helping people, you're also helping yourself. That is what would happen to you. So I'm going to take our questions, if we have any question now, and we will call it a day for today. Thank you for joining me once again, for every one of us who is online here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ibrahim Rasak. You can get to me. Okay, Olagbeju Ibrahim said, how do you pay salary? Sir, I pay salary for my staff now from the fees of the staff. But when the school was really having serious problem, I paid salary from my Forever Living business. That's the truth of it. And one thing, like now, today is 1st of April. I paid all my staff from 26th. I want to be like bankers now. You know, bankers pay from 25th. Once the heads of school give me their clearances and the schedule, I pay. Why? Because I have a second stream of income that is bringing money. So when the school doesn't have money, I take money from there and I handle it. And I can, you know, maneuver things. And that's why I'm talking about doing this business. This Forever Living business is the best passive income you can do. Is the best second stream of income you can do. Is the best business you can do. Because why? You do it at your convenience. You wake up when you want to wake up. You sleep when you want to sleep. You do your business when you want to. Nobody is your boss. You're your own boss. So, sir, that's how I pay. So, thank you for the question, Abraham. And thank you for joining me, Chinelo. Thank you, Ify. Ify is laughing. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Chioma. Thank you, Julius. Thank you, Pastor Evelyn. Yeah, happy new month. Angie, welcome. Yes, Ify, impulse spending. It's very, very bad. It's very, very bad. We need to watch it. Thank you to Mary. Happy new month, Jennifer. And thank you, Jenny Lion. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. I appreciate you. Kindly share this with friends so that they can also get these tips of overcoming financial anxiety. Remember, I said tip number 1, don't ignore your money problem. Make sure you handle it. Face it with Philippian capsule, which is Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 to 8. And then number 2, talk to someone about it. Talk to me. My number is 0703 515 1642 plus 234 703 515 1642. And we're going to also pin it on the comment section. If you would like to talk with me so you can get out of that financial debt healthily and on time. Then number 3, take inventory of your finances. You need to know your income and your expenses and know how to handle your income and your expenses. Number 4, make a plan and stick to it. Decide to have a second stream of income today so that you'll be able to use it to solve your financial problem, and stick to the plan and make sure you get to the top of it. Then create a monthly budget, create a weekly budget, create a yearly budget concerning the income that you're making, and manage your overall stress. All the other things that bring stress to you, manage them very well. And then it's all about attitude. Make sure you have the good and right attitude. So I'll drop my number for you now on the comment section, and then I will pin it. 0703 515 1642. That's my number. Help share this with friends, help share it with relations, help throw it all around so that people can be saved from financial anxiety, financial crisis. Thanks for joining me once again. I love you all. Bye. And remain blessed and have the right attitude. Be motivated. Bye.